Hi, I'm Christine Cushing, and welcome to another helping of my favorite foods. Sometimes you've been making a recipe for years and it's amazing, but then unexpectedly you throw a twist on it that takes it to levels of delicious that are unimaginable. Let's make my Greek style meatballs nestled in a delicious minty yogurt sauce that you're gonna absolutely love. Are you ready? Let's go. Meatballs can be made a myriad of different ways, and every culture seems to have their take on the meatball. The hallmark of a Greek meatball is a ton of herbs. I mean, when you think it's enough, take another big handful and add that too. You can never have enough fresh herbs in your Greek meatballs. Growing up, my dad used to always make some form of this meatball, but he would do it with beef only. Recently, I have discovered that doing a half beef, half pork blend is the sweet spot. The pork is going to add a little bit of sweetness and also more tenderness because there's a bit more fat in the pork. It's a really good combo. You got to try it out. No matter what meat you're going to use, you want to make sure it's about 15 to 20% fat. If you've made meatballs and you think they're okay, but they're a little bit dry, why is that? It's probably because you're using a beef or a meat that's not fatty enough and they're dry. So if you're going to extra lean ground beef, it's too lean. You want to go to the lean. I'm going to start soaking my bread. This is just stale bread, a few days old, but good quality. I'm soaking it in water. My favorite combination of herbs for this is parsley and mint. I'm using double the amount of parsley as mint, and I want to remove the stems before chopping. I think I'm going to add fresh herbs to the list of ingredients that I can't cook without. We know lemons is on there, but I think herbs are coming in a close second. Grating the onion also adds a lot of moisture, and you don't get those chunks of uncooked onion because really by the time you fry these meatballs, it's super fast. You're just going to have raw onion that you bite into. Grating, moisture, and texture, perfect. Now I add the chopped herbs. Now I said no dried herbs except oregano. You know we can't get away from it. A little pinch of cumin gives an Eastern note. Worcestershire, made from tamarind, among other things, and meat are great friends. I like to measure the salt or weigh it at about 5 grams per 450 grams or 1 pound of meat. That way I know it's seasoned properly. Tomato paste for depth, an egg to bind it all together, a large clove of garlic because it's in the Greek law. And you'll notice I like to completely blend this all before adding the meat. This little precaution helps me prevent from over mixing the meat before I fully blend it. Now with this bread, after I squeeze it, I just want to break it up with my hands before I mix everything together. I don't want to have big chunks of bread in it. I'm working quickly and thoroughly, but not pressing the meat with force between my fingers. It's about finding that sweet spot between blending, but still delicate. The longer you work the meat, the tougher it gets. So I make sure it's fully mixed and just holds together. Now I want to chill this meat mixture until I'm ready to fry them. And always fry the same day you make the mixture. That's the rule of thumb for ground meat, because ground meat spoils much more quickly. Now, for that little unexpected twist I was talking about. I'm starting with 10 or so leaves of fresh mint with some salt and just gonna pulse them and chop. To that, I'm gonna add 125 ml or a half a cup of strained plain Balkan yogurt or Greek yogurt. So a higher protein content, it's gonna be nice and thick. A little grated zest of 1 lemon. Please don't skip this one because this brings all the flavors together. It's magical. A little blend until it turns a pale green color. Look at how beautiful this is, and it's nice and bubbly. I can't even tell you, you can't imagine how delicious this is once you nestle those little freshly fried meatballs right into it. It's incredible. Who's ready to fry up some meatballs? If I want to check if the oil is at the right temperature, I just insert a wooden spoon just for a couple of seconds. Once I see bubbles, that means my oil's at the right temperature. I'm looking for about 350 degrees. Now I just want to drop these in here and make sure that I don't crowd the pan. Also, don't do what I'm doing here. Use my hands. You want to use tongs or something where your hands are not going to be in the oil and get splashed and possibility of burning. After about 3 minutes, I start turning them over. I want to get a nice golden even color on both sides, 3 to 4 minutes aside. If you're not comfortable with knowing when they're done, 165 is the internal temperature that we're looking for any ground meat. Now I want to just strain them on a paper towel in preparation for where they're going to go next. Wait till you see this. I forgot to mention, for a healthier version, you could always bake these meatballs in the oven. Now, of course, they're not going to have that same texture and that crispiness as when you roll them in the flour and fry them, but it's just an option. Who's ready to taste? Oh. So tender, really melt in your mouth. All of those beautiful notes from the fresh herbs. And let me tell you, this little unexpected twist, the minty yogurt dip, is ridiculous. And that's why I didn't put too much mint in the meatballs themselves, because there's this little echo of the mint with the yogurt when you dip it in. It's so ridiculous. And no, it's not tzatziki. It has nothing to do with tzatziki. It was kind of an inspiration because it's really a contrast. There's already garlic and onions inside the meatballs. So I want something light, refreshing, incredible to contrast that. You gotta give this a try. See you next time on another helping of my favorite foods. Thank you.